Within 5 days, I had $42,000 land in my life from two completely unrelated directions. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, exactly what I said, and why it worked. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why this is not luck, and it's actually one of the most direct applications of everything that I teach on this channel about consciousness. Welcome to Induced Lucidity. My name is Steven. I've been astral projecting for close to 30 years, and I cover topics around that as well as lucid dreaming and all other topics related to altered states of consciousness. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, then go ahead and subscribe and let's get right into this video. So the affirmation is simple. Everything always works out for me. That's it. No complicated visualization, no rituals, nothing. Just that sentence repeated. I say it whenever I'm doing anything, if I'm taking a walk, or I say it, in quiet moments. But honestly, the version that matters most, the one that I've felt that have made the most impact, is when I say it the first few seconds after I open my eyes in the morning, right before the day has even had a chance to start. And I've actually used this exact affirmation for years. It's not something new that I picked up. It's just one of those tools that simply works every time without fail. But like a lot of things, that work, you get comfortable and you stop doing that one thing that was quietly running in the background, pretty much making everything easier for you. So a couple of weeks ago, I made a decision that I wanted to come back to it, but this time more intentionally. So not just saying it on autopilot, but actually meaning it. So anyways, at the beginning of last week, I made the commitment to start using it again, deliberately, every morning, but also throughout the day. So here's what happened. Only 2 days after I recommitted to saying it every single morning, after only 2 days, guys, one of two major events occurred. The first was that, I'm part of an investor group, a real estate investment group, and a really good opportunity came in that required a $30,000 out-of-pocket cash investment that I genuinely did not have sitting free. Most of what I have is already tied up in other investments, so I instantly knew it wouldn't be a possibility for me, at least not at this very moment. Now guys, out of nowhere, someone close to me heard about this deal, and I kid you not, this person handed me the $30,000, zero interest, and said to pay him back whenever. So that kind of offer simply does not happen, and it happened. That in itself was incredible, just 2 days after doing these affirmations. And I mean, that was more than enough for me, right? But I did not stop. I continued doing these affirmations, and then the second event happened. So 3 days after that, now I'm on day 5, I received a notice from the tax authorities in my country, and they're telling me that they had found an error going back 2 years and were basically refunding me $12,000. They found it, they corrected it, and now they were paying me. So guys, in less than a week, I basically, $42,000 landed in my lap. And these were $42,000 that I simply did not have the week before. Okay? Absolutely incredible. And look, underneath both of these events, small things stacked up all week. Little things, parking spots that open in lots that are always full, or just small wins showing up exactly when I needed them. Because here's the thing, once you're tuned into this affirmation, you start seeing how consistent it actually can be. And here's the part you need to understand, because this connects directly to everything I teach about altered state of consciousness. Reality is not something fixed that happens to you. It's something you're in constant negotiation with through the state of consciousness that you're holding. So I want you all to really give this a try. You don't have to believe me, but you can just try for yourself and you will see results. I can pretty much guarantee it. There will be some kind of effect in your life. So remember, right when you wake up, in that moment, whatever you assume in that window gets planted in your subconscious mind with almost no resistance. Say, everything always works out for me. And say it again and again and again, because in that window, you're setting the baseline assumption for your whole day. This affirmation outperforms specific ones, like the ones where you name the exact amount that you want or the exact outcome, the exact thing that you want. When you say, I want $30,000 or I want this exact deal to close, you're not just stating a desire, you're also underneath it stating that you don't have it yet. You're pointing at the gap. And the more you point at the gap, the more real the gap becomes. That's the law of resistance. It's something I learned many years ago, and This understanding has completely transformed my life. So essentially, the more tightly you chase something specific, the more you reinforce the distance between you and that outcome. So the further it moves away from you. Everything always works out for me. It doesn't name a single target. It doesn't chase one outcome. It just opens the door to all of it at once, because it's not attached to one specific thing. Nothing to obsess over, nothing to keep checking on to see if it's arrived yet. You're not fighting resistance because you never created any in the first place. That's the entire reason this one sentence outperforms a list of specific affirmations. It removes the one thing that sabotages manifestation more than anything else. And look, this is the same mechanism I use to navigate non-physical states, applied to physical reality. And once you actually experience it working repeatedly in ways too specific to explain away, you pretty much stop debating whether, consciousness shapes experience or not, because you already know, you are living it. If you want the deeper structure behind all this, how assumption, altered states, and manifestation actually connect as one system, well, that's exactly what I go deeper on the community over on Patreon. So you're always welcome to join. Links are in the description. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and do yourself a favor and try the sentence tomorrow morning. Say it before anything else gets in, then continue stating it throughout the day, and just watch how the week unfolds for you. All right, guys? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Because I am more than physical matter, I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world.